Hi guys, this will be pretty brief. This review is going to be The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. It's the first book in the First Law series. First of all, I love the cover. Let's just say that. I actually bought all of these paperback because they have like the really thick parchment type covers, which I thought was a cool little touch. But anyway, The Blade Itself in the First Law series in general follows 4 characters. Like, war is coming from all sides, and these 4 characters are somehow going to be instrumental in the war. There is a barbarian called Logan Nine Fingers who's really violent, and towards the end of the book, he starts to be different. Like, this is my theory, so it's not really spoilers, but I kind of think he's schizophrenic because he'll go from Logan to Nine Fingers, and Joe Abercrombie does something interesting because he'll change the way he writes the characters. So not necessarily schizophrenic, but definitely 2 different people. There's a nobleman who I don't like all that much. His name is Captain Giselle. It's been a couple months since I read this, so I'm reading the back. I don't like him. I don't think you're supposed to like him. He's one of the most self-centered people in the world, but he has some interesting stuff that happens to him. Inquisitor Glocta, which is the most interesting character. He was once a soldier. Now he's a cripple, and an inquisitor. He's the most talented inquisitor. He can get anyone to confess to anything, even when he knows that they didn't do it, which is what an inquisition is, really. And then the Wizard Baz, who is a mysterious character you don't see a whole lot of, but he brings them together. At the end of the book, they're all one troop. At the beginning, they're individual stories. I like this book. I don't think it's the best book ever. I didn't like it as much as a lot of people that just rant and rave about how wonderful it is. It's very dark, it's very gory, it's very gritty. It has good action scenes. My problem tended to be that while I was interested in the events, I didn't care for how the events were written, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to know what would happen, but I didn't care for the in-between stuff. Like, you know, I want to know the end of the battle. I don't care how it gets to the battle, and that's just the way it was written. For my personal preference, I didn't care for a lot of the fight scenes, but I'm in the minority for that. You may like it is very bloody, it is very gory, and the overarching story is very good. I have 2 and 3 that I still need to read, but I would give it just pick it up. I mean, it is loved by just like everyone else pretty much, and I did like it. I gave it like 3.5 out of 5. I like a lot of the characters. I just don't always like how they're written. So it's definitely a personal thing. But if you like books like Lives of Locke Lamora, if you like Brandon Sanderson, you like high swashbuckling type fantasy, lots of sword play, lots of fighting. There's a whole fencing tournament you follow in this. Pick it up. It's easy to find. It's everywhere. Joe Abercrombie is gaining a lot of traction because of the First Law series. You may find that you like it a whole lot, and if you do, let me know. And another review on Goodreads said the best way to read them is to read the books back to back. Obviously, I'm not doing that, but it's something about how the characters are written. It's better to read them back to back, I guess. Anyway, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. It's high fantasy. Be warned, blood, gore, violence, but it's good. New books coming up that I'm going to be reviewing is I'm going to be reviewing the First Law Book 2, Jim Butcher's Fury of, I don't know how to say that, Calderon is how I say it. It's book 1 of the Codex of Illyria, and I'll be reviewing The Way of Kings. This is my second read through, but I'm rereading it before I read Words of Radiance, which is the second one. So those 3 will be coming up, along with a couple other ones. The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham, and Paths Not Taken by Simon R. Green will also be coming up. So look forward to those. My camera and my computer are both working, so they'll be up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!